Hello, my name is David, and I'm grateful to be in recovery. And I'm here today to talk about my recovery. I came into recovery for the first time in about 2001, and relapse is part of my story. For some reason, I just couldn't get it right. I guess I wasn't ready. Um, but I found through my experience that I had to totally surrender. Um, and after coming back and forth a few times, I finally surrendered in July of 2007. And it was because I was tired of the places I ended up being, the things that I ended up doing, the person I had become. Um, I just, I was tired of waking up in a jail cell. That's where my disease took me. I've been incarcerated on a few occasions behind this disease of addiction, and by surrendering, I found it like I don't have to live like that today. Um, you know, the things that I've gained back by being in this process were unimaginable at the time when I was active. I have my family and friends back. I have people that care about me in my life. Instead of them condemning me, telling me I'm not going to amount to nothing, I'm always going to be a drug addict and an alcoholic. Today I have people that care. They're glad to have me in my life. I have a 36-year-old daughter who one day she saw me on the streets and didn't know who I was. And she gave me that up and down look, like, ooh. Gave me a look like that, and her and I have talked about it since then, and she didn't know who I was, and her mother told her who I was, and she remembered that. And we've talked about it, and today she tells me I'm a better parent, after not being in her life. And that's all because of being in this process of recovery. It's afforded me the opportunity to be in my daughter's life, to be in my grandchildren's life and my great-grandchild. And there was a time when I never thought I'd live to see, a great-grandchild. Like I said, part of the reason I came into recovery, I was tired of being incarcerated. For me, it wasn't because I didn't want to use. I was tired of the lifestyle I was living. But I found that it's a byproduct of not using, It keeps me out here. I don't have to go to jail. I don't have to live like that. And it's only because I'm in this process, I took heed to what was suggested to me when I finally truly surrendered, get involved, get a sponsor, get a home group, do the steps. The steps gave me the freedom to find out who I really was. I found it by being in this process, I peeled off enough of them masks and got to know who I really am, Part of my problem before was I didn't like who I was, so I would medicate to try to hide myself from myself. Today I know who I am and I like who I am. Step work is what did that for me. I got to find out who I really was. And in that process, I found a God of my understanding. And I remember I was in a program once and I was told, if I find a power greater than myself, I could find the greatest part of myself. And that's what these spiritual principles did for me. I found a God of my understanding. And by trusting and believing in him and, giving everything to him, instead of relying on my own self, I've been able to find a better part of myself. I work the steps. I find that I take myself out of myself when I help others, which is finding that better part of myself, being able to help someone. And I realize, in this recovery process, I have a responsibility to the next sick and suffering addict because someone was here for me when I got here. So, it's only right that, I extend my hand to the next person that needs that help, I have to be available, and the only way I can be available is if I don't pick up, And today it's not about a drink or a drug, It's about maintaining the spiritual principles, maintaining the values that I've reacquired, and things like that there. That's what keeps me going today. The fact that, I'm a productive member of society, I'm not that addict that's out there in the street that I used to be, you know, the one that was always going to jail and stuff. You know, I'm productive now. And, you know, I'm grateful for that there, you know, and I owe it to the God of my understanding. And with that, I think I'm going to close. Thank you.